Hello everyone and welcome along to a Talking Red video. I'm your host Fletch and I am in a extremely happy mood, guys. Extremely happy because Liverpool have beaten Manchester United by 3-1. You know, any victory I'm really happy about, but when it's won over Manchester United in particular, oh, it's such a joyous occasion, and it's something that hasn't really happened in recent years, and you can put that down to a number of factors, whether it's Mourinho playing negatively, or whether it's just not having that little bit of luck on the day, or whether it's our own downfall. But those are in the past now. Those are long gone, because finally Jurgen Klopp has managed to break the Jose Mourinho hoodoo, and he has managed to defeat Mourinho, and he did it in pretty comfortable and stunning style, simply put. The game was fairly much how many people predicted. Of course, with this being Manchester United, there was a slight element of doubt over, you know, Liverpool were probably going to dominate most of the stats, but United still had the possibility of coming out with a result. That was what many people were sort of umming and ahhing about. They were saying, in the past, Mourinho's gone to Anfield and he's just parked the bus, and Liverpool haven't been able to break that bus down, and either they've been hit on the counter-attack a couple of times, and that's how United have managed to get a good result there, or they were just going to play out for a very dull 0-0. Liverpool not having any of that this year. They went, they attacked, they pressed, they played with a high intensity, and United just could not match that at all. The high intensity, the high press, everything just being frantic at 100 miles an hour. United were not happy with that. And when you look at their midfield, when you look at the likes of Ander Herrera, who played alongside Matic, and their third midfielder, I think Lingard, who probably should have been more used to that game, but we played so well that he just couldn't get into the game much at all. They were just not used to just playing a game with that intensity, and the pressure and the nerves, I think, got to them. And there was a lot of talk pre-match that pressure and nerves was going to be the thing that may cause Liverpool to fall in this game, because for the first time in a long time, they're actually the ones that go into this massive favourites. But that didn't obviously happen. Liverpool rose to the occasion pretty well. Yes, they did get a slice of luck in this game once or twice, but, you know, overall, they did deserve to go on and win. Like, you can look at, slight deflections, and you can look at an offside goal that, you know, definitely was offside, by the way, and I'll get into that because there was actually a very smart piece of play that occurred in the build-up to that offside goal that United had. But you know, other than that, the stats speak for themselves. 36 shots Liverpool had in comparison to United's 6. I don't even remember them having 6, to be honest, but yeah, apparently they had 6. They speak for themselves. Liverpool completely dominated. They completely smashed this team in terms of performance. The only couple of criticisms I can have are, yes, Alisson did make an uncharacteristic-like error that got United back into the game. That could have been eradicated completely, but you will let that slide because we went on to win the game, so who cares? And the second one is, I think the scoreline actually flatters United a bit. We could have gone really hard in this game, and we could have got 5 or 6 because we were just playing with that intensity, that energy, that passion, that determination that these kind of games can produce. So that's my only couple of criticisms, and that's just being pretty nitpicky. Like I said, any result against United, any good win against Manchester United is worth being happy about and celebrating, no matter what the performance is like. If you can add the performance on top, it's the icing on the cake. And I think Jurgen Klopp got the tactics spot on in this game. It was incredible. It was great that I mean, defensively as well, he had very limited resources, but the guys that came in really did do a job very well. Like I said, Alisson, apart from his mistake, very good. Very good distribution. That was basically his only act of the game, to make a few good distributions, and apart from the mistake, but we can let the mistake slide. Nathaniel Klein, I thought, was brilliant. I thought for his first game back at right back since September, October time, I thought he played very, very well. And I go back to this thing as well. Last year, Trent Alexander-Arnold had a torrid time against Marcus Rashford, and I was really expecting that Mourinho would have pinpointed that, okay, so Trent's not going to be playing, Klein probably will be, but Klein hasn't really featured much this season, so put Rashford against him and see if they can get some luck down that left-hand side. He didn't get much luck down that left-hand side at all. I think there was only one piece of play that I remember where Rashford properly got down the left-hand side, and that was even beating Van Dijk for pace, but his cross found no one. So just proved how isolated he kind of was out there on the day. Van Dijk, nothing more I can say about Van Dijk that I haven't said in the past few weeks. Leader, Colossus, absolute legend. Lovren perhaps could have done better to prevent the goal. I will admit, I looked at it and I think that he could have probably done a bit more to stop the run of Lingard, but again, that's probably nitpicking, to be honest. Didn't really put a foot wrong other than that. Very good performance from Lovren, and we're going to have to expect a few more performances like that over the coming few weeks, whilst Gomez and Matip are out injured. Robertson, I thought the substitution of Fellaini for Dalot was an absolute tactical masterpiece from Jose Mourinho in helping us properly take full control of that game, because once he takes Dalot off, the right wing back, it just freed up a lot of space down that left-hand side for Robertson, because Lingard is not a right winger, so Lingard wasn't tracking Robertson at all, and you could just see that throughout the game Robertson was just getting so much space down that left-hand side, and every time Liverpool were just looking to ping the ball to Robertson, because you know if you ping that ball to Robertson, he's just going to continue to bomb down that left wing constantly. Even 90th minute, most players, they tire. Most players that start the game tire in the 90th minute. Not Robertson. Robertson, 90th minute, still bombing down that left wing, still wanting to get more. It was absolutely incredible from Robertson, and how he can do that week in, week out, no idea. That guy is on some James Milner type fitness for a left back, and it's amazing. I thought man of the match for me, other than Shaqiri, would have been Fabinho. I think he would have been man of the match had Shaqiri not been the match winner. I think he ran the midfield. I think he still needs to work on his shooting, but he absolutely ran that midfield and was incredible. He just seemed to be everywhere across that midfield, just putting out fires, stopping United from breaking. He seemed to be everywhere, and he even got an assist to his name as well. It was a fantastic performance by Fabinho. Like I said, just needs to work on his shooting, but I'll let that slide. Gini Wijnaldum, another hard-working performance. His covering is great, whether it's covering positions or covering ground. He's really got used to the mental side of the game. He's really got used to knowing where to be at various points in time, and he really helps Fabinho in positioning in that sense as well, because Fabinho, when he goes in on a challenge, he knows exactly where he needs to be as well. I thought Keita didn't really have much influence on the game. I think in the first half, when United were at back five, he was struggling to make a lot more advancing runs through the lines. But I thought he worked very hard anyway, and you know, I think maybe he could have done a bit more, but at the same time it was very difficult for him because of the space that United were restricting into. But in saying that, he did create a lot more space for the likes of Firmino to work into. So he did very well in his role. Probably will go a little bit unnoticed. Salah, he was being marked tightly by the United defence most of the game, but he was being a constant nuisance and thorn in their side. And like Keita, he was also creating a lot of space for guys to work in behind, the likes of Mane and the likes of Firmino as well. And speaking of Firmino, I thought this was probably his best game of the season. I thought this was his best performance of the season, and he didn't even get on the score sheet. He was very unlucky actually. He had a couple of chances in which De Gea made fantastic saves on to deny him, but I thought that his link-up play is getting better. I thought there was a little bit of a spell where he was just constantly giving the ball away, but that's still just like I say, a little bit nitpicking, just a little bit sort of things that weren't quite working. But again, I thought for the majority of the game, he looked really up for it. He seemed to know what this game means. He was really, really good in this game. And of course, Sadio Mane, he got his goal finally after me slating him midweek for all the chances that he missed against Napoli. I'm so happy he managed to get his goal, and like I say, it was a class ball by Fabinho and a class finish from Mane. He was a constant threat all game. He tore Darmian apart second half, especially when Darmian moved to right back. He tore Darmian apart, and like I say, he stopped him from going forward, and it stopped him from trying to defend against Andy Robertson as well. And he also set up Shaqiri's first goal. Absolutely outstanding performance from Mane. Subs, Henderson came on, slotted him well. Pretty much game over by that point. Just went on to see the game out with a few extra legs, as well as to run the clock down. And and obviously the match winner, the man of the match, Xherdan Shaqiri. What more can you say? 2 great goals. Yes, like I said, a little bit fortunate with that they were both deflected. But hey, sometimes you just need that little bit of luck. And for 13 million in this day and age, in this time in football where everyone's going out and spending big money on players that are sat on the bench, not playing very well. Yes, I am taking sly digs at Manchester United. £50 million bench warmer in Fred. £89 million bench warmer on this game in Pogba. But there are other teams that spend big money and they keep them on the bench or in the reserves or whatever. I'm not just saying about this about United, but for 13 million, Shaqiri, real bargain. I will say also on a personal note, my prediction before the game was 3-1. I didn't get the scorers right, but I did get the scoreline right. So, I was halfway there. What does this mean now going forward? Well, the Reds face Wolves on Friday. I'll be doing a preview game for that, obviously, and the review over the weekend. It's a Friday night game, so it's different. Whether we're going to be ready for that game, we should be. Don't know how much of this game, how much we've got left in the tank. This game took a lot of energy out of us, the intensity of the game and stuff like that. So we'll see how much we have left for that game. I'm sure Robertson is still running, so I'm sure he'll be fine. But yes, leaves us top of the league, still 14 wins, 3 draws, still unbeaten, 1 point ahead of Manchester City. And our week begins Monday, as in today at the time of recording, when we find out who we're going to be facing in February in the Champions League draw. So that's going to be an interesting way to start the week, and we prepare, like I said, for Wolves on Friday. Guys, if you have any thoughts or opinions on the game itself, whether it was about certain players, the scoreline, maybe it's about the opposition, I'd love to read your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. Otherwise, hit that thumbs up on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. That will both be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, thanks again for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Talking Red video, and I will see you and speak with you all again soon in another video.